can.
Okay, okay. So it's done.
Yeah.
And then stow. Disable valve pack. Disable valve pack. Stop HPU.
Yeah, I find it interesting that we're not seeing that many fish. I would have expected a lot more here with ship depth of more shallow than most of the Okeanos and Florida dives. So maybe we'll see more when they move up into more shallow water.
Yeah, with all these crags and me bouncing around in the current, I didn't want to have them out there.
Sure.
It's pretty challenging.
Let me know when y'all are about ready for another move. I know you're getting out in front of them right now.
Yeah. I'll check. So watch leads, as we do these hops, it's very strong current, so it seems a little bouncy. But if you do see anything you want to zoom on, let us know and we can pause and zoom.
Sounds great.
But
thank you.
Otherwise, we'll kind of be bouncing around here in the current.
All right, cool.
And moving as fast as possible.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's do another move then. That one stopped a couple minutes ago?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you can see, let's see.
Stopped
At my
5
heading
minutes
now,
ago.
there's another bump up ahead. So yeah, like 145 again.
Copy that. How about 40 meters at 145 again?
Sounds good.
So we're finally starting to see more structure, I think, to some of these volcanic rocks.
Video while I'm here, I want to get a zoom on this
Palm tree.
crinoid.
Bridge nav.
Crinoid on top of a sponge.
Yeah, I think so.
Can we get another ship move of 40 meters at 145 degrees at 0.2 knots?
See the feet.
Try.
So here we have another one of the
Good copy, thank
Chiridometridae crinoids. And it looks like, again, it's sitting on a Pharea. I'm not sure whether that's a deliberate association, so those two species are found together a lot, or whether that just happens to be what's around here, so that's what the crinoid uses. But interesting that we've only seen those two together so far, as well as what looks like a tiny little squat lobster sitting on the crinoid.
Where's that tiny squat lobster?
Left
Oh,
and
I
bottom.
see him, yep.
And again, that's, I think, the second or third squat lobster we've seen in one of these crinoids. So again, that might just be
Okay, let's go wide.
some kind of association that happens quite regularly in the deep sea.
Full wide.
Thanks, Bridge.
Okay, look at the tether just straight out like an arrow.
Yeah.
You guys may take
Wow.
note of the serious feed, how
We estimate
straight
that
to the
current to be-
side the
Hmm?
tether
think that
is,
current
showing
is?
how strong the current
How many
is.
knots?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really want to do a drift test.
No.
By the time we got up to speed, I'd be gone. Video. Want to
Yes.
get this lobster in the middle?
Let's do that.
I'm just kind of pausing and getting zooms while I'm down in this nook before I take off again. Okay, there we go. Free to zoom. Tilting.
It's max zoom. Maximum zoom.
Okay.
So here's another squat lobster. I'm not sure what family it is in, but it's got some really big eyes, which is not something we're used to seeing as I work much deeper in the deep sea.
Okay, video's clear.
Okay, you can go wide. So the ship's moving again, 40 meters, 145.
Yes, and we have 30 meters in their
Okay.
move still.
You can see Sirius is off to the side of the ridge, with the ridge being off to starboard. You see a hard return 12 meters out.
Right now we're dealing with quite a lot of current, and that's why the ROV is being pulled around so much. And you can actually see the crinoids in the far distance at the top of that ridge there. They're actually being blown around quite a lot. And so that'll give you a sense of how much current there is down here.
Got a lot of those barnacles on the right-hand side again. Just went off screen.
Turning to follow the ridge.
Coming up on Sirius.
Okay, 145.
So we just got a question from Bob Stern. He was asking what the sea state is today.
We have about 8-foot seas, pretty steep because it's all wind driven.
We're seeing about 20 to 25 knots on the wind speed.
Excellent, thanks.
Actually, Jim and I should take a look at the waves if they're building. Nav, will you talk to the bridge about what they see for the waves and if they're building?
Absolutely. Bridge, Nav.
Go for bridge.
Hey, how's that sea state looking? Are the waves building?
Negative. I'd say the waves have been consistent all morning.
Copy that. Thank you. Looking pretty consistent up there.
Nice.
No build. But
That's
I'll keep
good.
an eye on it on the wind speed, and I'll go ahead and pull up the atmospheric pressure if that. We'll get that up there too.
Sure. That'd be good.
I don't know about you guys, but I just never get sick of looking at volcanic rocks.
Me either.
Good.
I do.
So potential floating fish on the right-hand side.
Floating something. I think it doesn't look too active.
Jellyfish.
Yeah, you want to get a quick zoom here.
Gone with the
He
wind.
won't stay with us for long. Well, there's a good measure of
That
the
jelly
current.
is whizzing by.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Is that another indication of just how the current is moving?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm sitting here. I have 90% or 70 on the back and 90 on the front for sideways on my thrusters, which is pretty unusual.
Carl, can you sort of, based on your camera angles and stuff like that, visually I cannot detect that structure in front of us if it's going downhill or if it's something rising in front of us.
It's definitely rising.
So it's a little incline ahead of us.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I'm going to start coming up this Jim.
Yep.
Come up with me.
Coming up on the winch.
We have 1 meter left in our ship
Okay.
move as well.
So I'll say we might want to stop soon.
Yeah, I figure I could just let him run to the end.
And a squid just went by.
Yeah, so Sears should stop away from this feature. It's quite vertical.
So a ridge of sponge on the right.
Quite impressive. You want to mark this as a wall in the high pack?
Absolutely.
This is fantastic.
So remember, if Sirius,
About that time?
Sirius approaches too close in sonar, you know the backup direction. Just always have that in your head.
I have it at 0 degrees right now.
No, I mean just a ship move back. Like if you thought we were getting too close, we could do 10 meters the opposite way we were going.
Okay.
So we're checking out this part of the ridge feature. Again, we're back into a more sedimented section, but you can see sort of broken little pillow bits. You can see those sort of circular or elongate shapes that show you that you were looking at what were once low bait or pillow flows. It's a very classic look, especially if you can see the sort of the circular fractures.
Like really beautiful pillow formations, broken up a bit, but really you can really see their shapes.
Exactly. This is the first time we've really been able to see those shapes. Most of the rest of the dive hasn't been as clear as this.
I found the top here. My altimeter just went out. It's about 20 meters tall.
So this is a 20-meter tall pillow mound, essentially. And so they basically just all erupt in situ. They roll down the sides, and what we're seeing is the remnants, the cracked up remnants.
That's amazing. 60-foot tall pillow.
Series of pillows.
Series of pillows, yes. Very cool. Does seem to flatten out on top, so at least we don't have to go down it.
Should we start another move?
Yeah, is that move done?
That move is done. They haven't called it to me.
Okay. Yeah, you should start another, I guess 40 meters, same bearing.
Copy that, Bridge. Thank you.
Yeah, do that. Call that in now.
Okay,
Far out there.
Are we at 120?
No, I think still.
145?
Yeah, 145. Yeah.
Copy that.
All right, video's with you, pilot.
Bridge nav.
Welcome, video.
Can we get another 40-meter move at 145 at 0.2 knots? Good copy.
So video, we're working with a lot of current here.
Okay.
A lot more than usual.
So you
About
can see
70% over.
we're in an area that has
Oh,
more
really?
sediment as well, or at least the sediment's probably been blown up onto these rocks. Especially in the main tilt right now, you can kind of see how that sediment sort of highlighted at the bottom.
And we're just waiting for a serious move to come closer.
Sure.
I have come left a little bit on Sirius head.
Oh, you have?
So yeah.
Oh,
So I mean, I think we're okay on the 145 for this move, but we might want to come a little bit closer to east.
So
next
Chris,
time.
had your original bet been limestone, or
yeah, let me know when you do that. I was
or
using that.
basalt? Because
as a
Diva
reference.
definitely lost this round.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm at 110 now. We're close to it. Yeah, maybe we even want to adjust our current move. What do you think? My heading is 110.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a
to get
fish
you
in
over it,
water
let's do that to
hovering
110.
at the upper edge of the screen in
Got that
mid-water.
I got that.
Yeah.
Let me do a quick zoom on the fish, Carl. Are you
Bridge nav.
comfortable with that?
Where's the fish?
Upper
Could
left.
we
I don't see a
continue
fish.
on our move but change the bearing to 110?
Yeah.
Kind of under
Do
the
that one on
Okeanos
screen.
Explorer
It's pretty tricky,
logo at
but
the top
try.
now.
We'd
And now
like
it's
to,
on.
well, maybe it'd be better just to
Standing
stop
by
that move and start a new one at 110.
It's off in the distance. It may be too far away.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that and try to get it in a
Yes.
minute.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that'll bring Sirius closer, and I should be able to go get the fish then.
Having trouble holding my head too. The
Yeah, I am too.
heading and desired heading are 20 degrees off or something.
I'm having trouble staying down in here, but But yeah, once Sirius gets here, I'm kind of lined up 140 along the slope, so that should work. So watch lead, pilot.
Yes.
We're just waiting here. We came up to the top of this, I know what you would call it, wall or pile of pillows, and a very strong current. We're just getting Sirius closer, and we're going to reorient and continue along.
Great.
And I will pop up and look for fish once Sirius gets closer.
Excellent. I think Bruce would be very happy with that. What's interesting to me is that I don't know about you guys. This is not the geology I expected to see today, especially because we were diving on a fairly shallow bank. For all of us, I think the bathymetry wasn't quite what we are now. We didn't really expect it based on the bathymetry for what we're seeing now.
Well, I am able to hold here at least. Sirius is getting closer. Ooh, is that a fish?
Oh, that is a fish, isn't
Let's
it?
zoom on this fish.
Standing by for zoom.
Zoom.
Going in.
What kind of fish is this? Shoreside biology?
Holding.
Okay, coming back down.
All right, Bruce, call this one out. Okay, that's an Alphonsin. It's very
I'll zoom out a bit.
tendons. It looks like there are two
There he is.
species,
Maybe not.
one
I'm gonna
deeper
hold here.
body. This looks like the more slender-bodied one. Yeah, definitely. So Alphonsin's there. Commercially
He's gone.
harvested
You got some good
species.
stuff.
That should be bright red. If you got closer color, a little
Full white.
fresh.
Thank you.
This is one of the target species at seamount fisheries. I think this is the same type of thing
Zoom
you saw.
from here. I'm
saw
hesitant.
in mid-water.
I don't want to change. If I change heading too much, I go.
Okay.
Is that
Full
another
wide.
fish
Yeah,
down there?
there's
Can you zoom video?
been big trawling efforts for
Zooming in.
this species and a couple of others
Coming
at the
back
Emperor
down.
Seamounts north of the Hawaiian
Holding here.
Islands. They're
Okay.
very popular over in Japan. Excellent eating.
Okay, you can keep going.
Oh,
Zooming in.
yeah. What's that in the middle of the
And the
screen
other
now?
little fish we just call like a Chlorops salmon,
Holding.
a relative of the shallow water
hiding.
lizard fishes. They have different species over in Guam than we have here in Hawaii, and I'm not sure what the species are there.
Try to get closer.
Excellent. So this is a relative of a shallower water lizard fish? Is that right?
Yeah, they're in the same order, the order Alopiformes. They're in a different family, though, Chlorops
You go wide for a
salmon, but they're
second.
very
Sure.
similar in morphology and probably ecology. They're probably ambush predators, like the shallow water
Full
lizard
wide.
fish.
I think the current blowing up this wall just doesn't want me to go down.
Sirius is still about 10 meters,
Okay. From the end of the move.
or about 15 meters from the end of the move. So I can stop it early.
Oh no, it's
And
keep coming.
I've
here.
come left a little more too.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, that fish is gone.
But we got some nice images of the other
ID'd
fish.
him, yeah. Okay. Well,
I was just reminded by Bob Humphreys, who's head of our life history program here at
So
the
I'll
Pacific
drive ahead
Island
at
Fisheries
1
Science Center, that there may be a third species
0 or
of
so,
Barrex,
which you can look on my
Barrex
sonar.
mollusk that
There
could
is
occur
terrain
in
up
that
there.
area.
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Either Barrex mollusk or Barrex mollusk.
and then we'll try to get you lined up with me, hopefully.
Not a
Right.
curve.
okay, right now I'm on 060.
Yeah, which starts
I
to
have to do
get
some
confusing. And I'll come down a lot too.
What is that in front of us? A sediment pond?
Could that be fishing gear there?
It might be. I can't see yet. Or it's...
I think it's sediment.
Pretty straight line.
Yeah.
Looks like it could be gear, huh?
I don't think so. I think it's cracking
No,
the
it's a
sediment.
crack.
No, it's a crack. It's a
Yeah.
fissure.
Oh, interesting.
Cool.
Oh, I wonder how well cemented that sediment is if it's able to fissure like that. So we might be looking at sort of some kind of little carbonate crust sitting on top of these rocks.
Yeah, Deb, it looks like carbonate to me. It'd probably be worth just taking a look at briefly.
ROV, can we take a little bit of a closer look here, or do we need to keep moving for safety?
Nope, we're good. Coming
Okay.
down. So you want to zoom on this crack?
Yeah, and
Sure.
could we maybe try just touching it, nudging it to see if it's loose or cemented? It looks very cemented from here.
But you got a great big crack running right
Yep.
down the length of it.
Copy that, Bridge. Thank you.
Yeah, so it's definitely, not. It's definitely hard.
Yeah, so that's probably
It's my
a carbonate
technical term.
crust. Hard works. So it's probably a cemented carbonate crust sitting
Really
on
zoom
top
on
of
the
these
crack?
volcanics.
Zooming in.
So what's the heading right now?
145,
Okay. So
which is along the ridge.
figure running about 145.
What should I call that in high pack?
Crust.
Carbonate crack, I guess.
Okay.
Crust. That's really interesting. So
Okay, let's go
I'm
wild
done
video.
looking at this right now.
Okay. Thank you.
But it is fairly extensive as well. If you're looking down with the Sirius, you can see that this extends
Just keeps going.
further
yeah.
Yeah.
than I think we might have expected previously.
Looks like there's some pieces, some orthogonal bits just at the limit of the lights. Top right on Sirius.
I'll follow it along.
And if you're ready, I can go ahead and put in another ship move.
Let's get Sirius lined up first.
Okay.
I think
Oh,
if
look at over on the right. It looks like we're actually looking at intact lobates. See how they're sort of squiggling down the side?
Try to get over there.
You don't have to. It's okay. You can keep moving it
Okay.
at your own pace. But wow, is the shoreside getting the Sirius feed? Sirius feed?
Oh, that's cool. And
Yeah,
Sirius,
because look at that. I mean, that's a pretty extensive crust there. Those nice low-lying flows. Look at that up on the left-hand side right now. It just looks like a pavement, right?
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Oh, I faulted a thruster. That's where I'm going. Here we go. Yeah, I'm having to put the thrusters to 100% sometimes to stay here.
Wow.
Which makes it awkward because once you hit 100, you can't go anymore.
Is that right? You don't have 110? Turn it up to 11?
This is really fantastic. I just did not expect to see anything like this today.
Okay, so let's see. What do you think uphill is
So,
for
Deb, do you think this is carbonated? I couldn't quite hear you. Or
About
do
the way
you
I'm
think
pointing,
this is
which is now about
volcanic?
No, I think this is
155,
carbonate. I mean, I of course could be wrong unless we had a sample of it to test,
Spinning
but
around.
I've never seen volcanics that look like that.
Yeah, it looks like some of the carbonate that we get here in Hawaii as well.
And actually, Bob Stern just chimed in and he said one of the cracks that we had been passing by is actually cutting an igneous rock that you can
probably more
see
like
it's
one.
cemented inside the crust.
Yeah.
This is really interesting.
So I just faulted 3 thrusters in a row. I'm not sure what's going on. Motor VAC is good.
These lavas look more fresh to me than the other ones that we've been looking at.
So let's think about this. If I were to lose thrusters and they didn't come back, I would just go.
I would go.
I would go
look,
straight east.
You'd go off to the east. I'd
Yeah.
sort of point around to the east, and we'd go into a recovery.
Yeah, or you
config.
would point west then, right? So I'd be trailing behind you.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, so if I get blown off, you just point west, and then you haul up and point west.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm aimed 145, kind of out ahead. I'll come back down to the bottom, and I think we're ready for a move.
and if you lose, where do you want the ship to move? You want the ship to move directly north still?
Yeah, the ship could move.
Probably wouldn't matter for the first little bit.
Yeah.
I'd start pulling up and
Okay. Ready for another move?
Yeah. It'd be tricky because I would stream exactly the wrong way for moving ahead on the ship. So, because I would end up there. So, instead of streaming behind, I'd be streaming ahead. Yeah, let's do 50 because I'm already out ahead.
Okay. It's looking. Jim's pointing at 160. Is that's still the way you want to go?
yeah, the ridge is a little bit to my left. I think 150 is
Okay.
probably good.
Okay.
I'm pretty
British nav.
amazed at how little biology we're seeing.
Can I get another
on
move of
previous
50? That's
dives
50
in the
meters
Hawaiian
at
Islands and
bearing
so forth.
150.
There were
at
pretty
0.2
extensive
knots, please.
sponge and coral beds, especially on pinnacle features like this where there's a strong current whipping around. It's a good place for these animals to live because they get
Good
an
copy.
easy
Thank
food
you.
source. Perhaps here the current is too fast. I'm not sure, but it's interesting that we're not seeing very much.
Yeah, watch lead for all the places we've dove in the past 7 years. This might be the second or third strongest current we've seen.
Oh, really?
Wow, that is interesting. Do you know how many knots it is?
I'm not sure actually. I can't really do a drift test because I would.
No,
end
that's
up-
fine.
Usually we do a little drift test and you do it for 30 seconds.
Yeah, we'd like you to stay on.
something-
Be honest, please.
Must be something like a knot.
Yeah. There was a dive last year for the first time we actually aborted because the current was stronger than this, and once the thrusters got to 100%, we couldn't do it anymore.
Where was that? In the northwestern Hawaiian Islands?
Yeah, in a channel between 2 banks.
Interesting.
Yeah. But this is okay.
What always amazes me about looking at these kind of carbonate crusts is how much they resemble, a man-made feature. It looks like it could be your driveway or road.
Neglected driveway.
Yeah.
But it's not because it's a natural feature.
My driveway doesn't look like that.
Thank you.
Jim, maybe if you came down a little, give us a little more tether before we move.
Okay, coming down. Bring it down to a delta of 8.
Sure. Then you'll just be ready to pull up as we move uphill.
So Bob Stern thinks we might be looking at Miocene age carbonate crusts on top of these Eocene volcanics. And again, the Eocene was about 56 million to about 33 million years ago. And then the Miocene is 23 to about 5 million years ago. But I do wonder if any of these volcanics are on top of the carbonate crust. So I've asked him that question. But he thinks they're all older. and the crusts are just sort of running up against the sides.
Loose.
Yeah, I was going to go for the yellow thing just to kill, or just since we're here.
Thanks,
but
Bob.
We'll get the loose thing.
Okay.
I'll actually set down for you.
Okay.
Give my laterals a break. Wait for Sirius.
We need to look at that coral over to the right if you get a chance. That's a red coral, I think, if I'm looking at the video correctly.
Sorry, Chris, I didn't quite catch that. Would you mind
I
repeating
might
it?
be mistaken. It could be just a weird video that we're seeing here at the moment. But if it was red to you guys too, it'd be worth looking at.
Chris, we didn't catch any of that. Would you mind repeating yourself, please?
I think there's something red just on the right of the screen that
Okay.
just beyond where you are.
So do you want to get the side of this loose piece? Then we'll go for
Yeah,
that
one of
coral.
those two sort of to the right might be worth it after you finish whatever you're doing here.
Ah, okay, yes.
Just
Got
a
you,
quick
Chris.
zoom.
Thanks.
Holding.
So, ROV, when you have a chance, just pan a little bit to the right, and there's quite a large coral on the wall facing you.
Okay.
When you have a
Alright.
chance,
We'll
please.
zoom out and you can reposition.
Okay. Well, we have a little time.
But there's a
really
crinoid
stretched
hanging out here.
so-
Okay. Do we want to look
On this-
Yeah, I'll go up.
this,
Oh,
Destroyed
underneath.
rock.
underneath the crevice there?
Yeah. Go for it.
Zoom in.
No. So on the rock wall behind this piece.
Yeah, we're just
Oh,
we're
sorry.
waiting for more tether here.
Sorry.
Just,
But there are quite a couple ophiuroids you can see, and then yeah, that might be a solitary coral underneath the underneath this rock, which appears to have broken off of somewhere.
Okay. And zoom out.
all right.
Something else.
Yeah, a solitary scleractinian, perhaps, and also another crinoid, as well as an anemone.
Okay.
Okay.
Zooming out.
Go ahead. I think I have a little more tether now.
Full wide.
This is totally cool.
There's another fish up to the upper left.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and one in the center there. Looks like the
Yeah.
center.
So that red coral
Okay, let's do the
directly ahead
fish
of you
before he
when you
leaves.
can.
So
Oh,
you go
where's the
for it.
fish?
Ready for zoom?
Yeah.
Okay, going in.
No, Mila.
That's
Oh,
the same
yeah.
guy we lost before.
Holding.
Oh,
his
he's
co-
very
his
colourful,
cousin.
isn't he?
Yeah. Well, maybe not the exact same guy.
Feel like you're stable?
Yeah.
Zooming in. Full zoom.
One of these green eyes, chlorophthalmus, the scientific name chlorophthalmus means green eye. They're kind of like lizardfish in their habits. They rest on the bottom. Huge eyes for either detecting bioluminescence or at this depth maybe even silhouettes of prey items with the dim light that downwells from the sea surface. Fish eyes are much more sensitive than human eyes to that sort of light. Don't know what species this could be. They have different species over in the Marianas than the ones that I'm familiar with in Hawaii.
Great. Thank you very much for that, Bruce.
He's on the move.
Bruce, can this
You
be
wanna look at the coral?
Japonicus? Because doesn't that tend to hang out on
Let's
rocks
let
a little
him,
bit more, while
tilt up
Proridens tends to hang out on sediment?
Yes, it could be. Japonicus is a
Yeah,
more
go 6.
widespread
zoom out a
species,
bit.
and you
Yeah, if
could
you
expect it in
go wide
Guam.
for a sec, I'll creep up.
Proridens is a Hawaiian
Okay.
endemic. It's
I
only
definitely have
found
the
in
tether
Hawaii,
now.
as far as we know. So it's probably
Great.
can't be, or shouldn't be that species unless we've got a major range extension. But I think to tell what species, you probably actually have to get the specimen. I'll do some quick checking here and see what I can find out about these.
So I've come right a little bit from our track.
Okay. Yeah, we did a 50-meter move, I think, so you might kind of come over me. So yeah, you just keep your
The
altitude
left
up.
is left, but this looks like another one of these bamboo
Okay,
corals
video.
in
Zoom on this
Miss
coral.
Acanella. That would be my best guess.
So thank you, Chris. We're looking at a
Holding here.
isidid coral that Chris said is from Acanella genus, the Acanella genus. And for those of you listening who don't know Chris, Chris is the science coordinator of the entire capstone project. So this is the 3-year project which the Okeanos is working on currently.
What tilt you want.
And he's from the University of Hawaii. And there's also a squat lobster in the
training week session.
Novella coral.
You saw the crab I did before. He was on the left third of the screen with
Nice.
empty space ahead of him.
Nice.
He's ready for action. You did? Okay, what do you want? Tilt up to the
I'm
polyps?
actually at full zoom right now. So
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay. Watch lead, would you like a closer zoom on this, or are you happy?
No, I think we're happy. That's great. Thank you.
Okay. I'm ready
All
when
right.
you are.
All right, I'm ready.
I'm zooming out.
So
Full
pilot, I'm
rocker.
almost right over you.
Okay. It looks like we're doing a lunch switch. Now's a good time because I'm actually set down.
And so there's two rock pens behind on the right, and as well as another comatulid crinoid.
I just did some checking on Chlorophthalmus, and it looks like over in the western Pacific there's another species, Chlorophthalmus albatrossus. I think that was named after the research vessel Albatross. And in the literature from the 2000s that I have, it looks like there are a couple of undescribed species mentioned. So the species of Chlorophthalmus that we're looking at are uncertain, may even be undescribed.
Thanks, Bridge.
Yeah, you got to come forward here.
Okay, coming up.
You're in the bottom right of my screen.
I got you. Yeah, I see that. Get up a little. Okay, Wesley, it's pilot.
Okay, great. So after a quick, oh, there's a fish dead ahead.
Which top or bottom?
Oh.
Yeah.
We'll go for top. Does that sound?
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Standing by, pilot.
Hey, Dan. You can come on in, see if we can float with this guy for a bit.
I'm going to zoom in.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I think that's a snapper.
It looks a little deeper body
Holding here.
than that we
Oh,
saw
there, yeah.
before. So could be Decadactylus.
I have no idea what that is.
species in the genus. Two of them are almost circumglobal, Decadactylus and Splendid. Decadactylus is the deeper bodied one.
Zooming out.
The third species, Varus mollis, is known from the Indian Ocean and the Western Pacific, has not been recorded from Guam before. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not there because there's just so little exploration.
Bruce, is there a common name for that? Are those soldier fishes?
We're going to let them go, I think. I don't want to get too far off this ridge.
They're in the same order as the soldier fishes.
Okay.
Piciformes. The common name is Alfonsin or Alfonsino from maybe the Portuguese.
Okay.
It's Alfonsino. I'll type that out in the chat log.
Okay, great. Thank you, Bruce.
Nav, what's our, what was our last shift move?
Last shift move was 50 meters, bearing 150.
150, okay. Yeah, that's about the ridge.
150.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
Okay.
something like that.
Well, I'll let you guys handle ship moves. We'll,
Sounds like you guys are ready for one, yeah?
Yeah, we just finished a move, so we should be good for another move.
Okay, go 50 meters.
yeah, that sounds good.
Awesome.
Actually, do you want to take a look at this squat lobster here?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. So on this ridge top, we're not seeing, again, very much diversity or abundance. Just a couple of squat lobsters here and there, a couple of crinoids, and a few fish, and there's an anemone I can see in the background. But again, just not the communities we were expecting to see today.
Bridge, this is Nav.
See if we get a good shot.
Yeah, I'd like to request a ship move, 50 meters, bearing 150 at 0.2 knots.
Okay, you can come on in video.
Zooming in.
Good copy. Thank you, Bridge.
And
Holding.
Copilot, could you tilt me up just slightly?
I got you.
So it looks like there's two species in the camera right now. One down to the left, which is striped, and then this big guy in the middle. The big orange one may be a muninid.
Holding. Tilting.
Munidid, sorry.
Lost my
And
lost my toe there.
Ready to come out?
we're not
No,
sure
I'll come
what the
back.
genus is,
Gonna come
perhaps
down a little bit,
Munida,
give you some
but
more
we're not
filler.
sure whether that's been moved to Humanida. I'm not sure what these small stringy things are coming off of the rock on the left, but
Tilting down.
squat lobster is more interesting, so let's keep looking at that.
Copy that.
That's holding.
I just keep getting blown off the toe.
Yeah, this, you want me to zoom out or?
No, it's just stay there.
All right. Just kiting you around.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bridge.
See if we can just hold that. Give it just a slight tilt up.
So, with
Yes, we'll hold
Barry
here.
Wickstein not here,
Yeah.
I'll give a little bit of knowledge about these guys. You count the lines that are right between the eyes, and it's got 5 of those.
Zoom
I'm
in a
trying
bit
to
more.
remember
Yeah, go
which
for it.
group has 5 and which has 3, and I'm going
Full
to
zoom,
look that
hold
up because I always get it backwards.
The rostral spines, Chris, is that what you're saying? No?
Yeah, I count 5.
Okay. Zoom out a bit.
Sure. Yeah, whenever science is clear.
Do we want to check out the
Yeah,
other
you're
spot
good to
lobster?
continue moving whenever
Yeah.
you want.
Okay.
That was a great shot. Thanks.
Do you want to check out the other one video?
Yeah, that'd be great. If you could pan just a little
Sure.
bit down to the left and we can look at the striped one.
Okay.
I'm going to zoom out.
Oh, he's,
I'll give you full. It's just down there.
yeah, that sounds good. Dan, let's see if we can get him from here.
Okay, zooming in. Holding here.
It's a lot smaller.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether these vary in coloration from when they're juveniles or adolescents to adults. But if
I'll
not,
grab you a tilt.
then we're
Yeah,
going to
go
guess
ahead.
this is a different species.
Coming up. Holding.
Thank you.
Gonna have to move pretty soon here, Chris.
Copy that.
Or
Zoom in.
actually, I'll pull up a little bit.
Okay.
Full zoom. We'll just hold here.
Thank you
for
very much, pilots.
2
That's great.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Sounds like science is clear whenever you're clear video.
seconds. Okay. Video is clear. Zooming out.
Copy that.
Nav, if possible, could we have an update about how far we have to go to the top of the ridge, please?
Thank you,
Full wide.
co-pilot.
You have your camera back.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll
So it looks like your
calculate
lower
that out real
swing
quick.
arms were stowed.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the reasoning was there. Maybe they were worried about it on the cliffs. I'm not sure.
Yeah, probably.
But your upper one, I'm going to retract a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, it
'cause
looks like it's, yeah.
Yeah. There you go. I'll leave the lowers out there as they are just because there might be a reason for it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh.
But
See that, is
watch
that
your,
an enemy or something down the bottom right?
watch lead. You're looking at
Yes.
550 meters.
Come again.
Would you mind repeating that? 550, you said?
Yes, 550.
Okay, thank you.
Come again, video.
I was just saying there's interesting an enemy or something on the bottom right.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Actually, watch lead 450.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Trying to avoid that thing that's right underneath me there.
Yeah.
I think you're okay. I think you're ahead of it.
Yeah.
I'll let you know. You gotta push down against that current, huh?
Looks like
It's
there's
coming
another
right out.
fish in midwater,
Yeah.
probably another alfonson barrack.
Gives you an idea of the
for
current, though,
upper part
looking
of
at
the
the
screen.
anemone.
Yeah, I think it is an alfonson.
It's crazy.
Oh, and then right here at the bottom of the screen, there's a relicanthus. So these used to be considered anemones, but about 2 years ago were made into their own order
Yeah, your
of
back's good.
cnidarians.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And they were thought to be only
I'll keep an
found
eye on
around
your tailor.
hydrothermal vents, but since then they've been found in the Southern Ocean as well as in off Hawaii and other non-hydrothermal vent environments.
You want to come on in, video?
Zooming
I
in.
need a little help there, co-pilot, if you don't mind.
So the genus name again is relicanthus.
I'm going to hold here.
Tilting down.
And one we saw in the abyssal Pacific, much further east of here, had tentacles are
tilt
about
back up
9 feet
just a
long.
bit?
Yeah,
Big
sorry, I was
there.
looking at the other screen.
Thanks.
You want lasers off?
Sure. Thanks. I'm going to zoom in a bit.
Yeah. Oops.
Does tether look okay right there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice shot. Okay.
And the
I'm gonna zoom
anemone
in a bit
behind
more.
that relicanthus is likely from the genus
How are we doing on
Actineris.
time?
We got time.
And the relicanthus tend to vary from a very deep red to a light
Zooming
pink
out
in
just a
color.
bit. Holding. Just get a few seconds of this,
Sure.
and then we'll.
Yeah, let me know when.
That's great. So whenever you'd like to move on, pilots, that would be brilliant.
Okay, zooming out.
Okay, lifting off.
And full wide.
Copy.
There are some more comatulid crinoids around here, but again, not very much biology. The sea star in the distance, But we still have 550 meters to go to the summit of this pinnacle where we're planning to end the dive. So we haven't made as much ground as we'd like so far. So we're going to continue on for a bit.
Yeah, watch lead. We'll just work our way up this ridge, and you call out things you want to take a closer look at.
Okay, great. Thank you. So it looks like there's a little bit more life here. A good few crinoids and also some sponges. As well as a coral. Would you mind quickly zooming on that coral, the orange one in the lower right of the screen, please?
Sure.
What is that on the
fish
bubble?
coming at us?
You see that, Josh?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Bruce, I'll let you do this one again. This fish coming right at the center of the camera.
Is that a water droplet or something?
Where?
Okay, come on in video.
It's very photogenic.
Yeah, it might be.
Oh,
That's
I
what it
think
looks
this is
like.
a polymyxia, a beardfish. It
How
is.
it's moving
I can
around.
see the
Yeah.
yeah.
I need your help, co-pilot.
And they have the same two
copy.
species over in that part of the world that we have here
Tilting
in
down.
Hawaii. There's Polymyxia japonica and
Hold here.
Polymyxia
Zoom
burnside.
in a bit.
I couldn't get a good look to tell which one that might have been. But
That's the one we just sent in for maintenance, huh?
Well, it might be it might not be water. It might be something that fell off.
Oh.
Because it's like rolling.
Zooming in, pilot.
Okay, that's
Copy.
great, pilots. And then we can also see a cup coral off to the right, which is one of the ones that was a high priority target for this dive.
Okay.
Copy that.
Let's zoom out and get it while we can.
Okay. To the right. Oh, right there.
Holding.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I think that's maybe a desmophilid of some
Do a
kind.
little tilt up. Go get that one. Can you tilt up for me, Josh?
Tilting up. Sorry, I'm looking
That's
at
okay.
3 things at once right now.
It's all right.
And the
Go ahead,
large
video.
orange coral in the middle of the screen is, again, an Acinella, which is a genus in the family Isidid.
Let's full zoom. Try to focus on
That's
it.
great, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bridge.
Just a few seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. All right, zooming out.
Copy.
Chris, I'm not
Full
sure what biology targets you had in terms of sampling, what you had in mind for this dive. I mean, do you want to try and grab some scleractinians or some other types of corals? What were you thinking?
Pilot's ship move is complete. I don't know if you guys want to keep moving along. Or...
Yeah, I think that's the objective. Keep moving, yeah.
It's a pretty good speed.
Chris, you there? Okay, well, in the meantime. So again, we've got some more squat lobsters, some anemones, few and far in between. There's been zero geology talk for the last however long. So
Sorry,
if you'd
I
like
had to get lunch.
No. So I'm saying, feel free to jump in at any point.
You guys are still happy with the 150?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, I'll call it in.
Could we look at that coral that's straight ahead, that fluffy white one?
So guys, can we just focus on that coral dead
One
ahead,
that
please?
left
Yeah,
would
go
have
ahead,
been
video.
interesting.
Zooming in.
Taking your camera.
Holding. Tilting up.
Holding.
Zooming. Nope, not yet.
That's, I'm down underneath this rock, and the current is not as much.
Tilting up.
Stopped. Clear for zoom, pilot.
Go ahead.
Zooming in. Holding here.
So that looks like a Chrysogorgid, maybe? Yes, so Chris
Something
and
down.
both Scott are saying that's a
Holding.
chrysogorgid, perhaps from the genus
Yeah,
Chrysogorgia,
getting some bounce.
Yeah, here, let me just sit down. Come wide video.
Zooming up.
as well as there are lots of tiny little ophiuroids all over the rocks.
It's full wide.
Okay,
Coming up.
go back
And
in when you're
Andrea
ready.
also
Holding.
said she saw a squat lobster within that Chrysogorgid, which is a pretty
Feel steady.
normal association between
Yeah,
the
go
two
ahead. Okay,
Okay,
species.
zooming in.
Make some slight adjustments here.
Oh, the ground fault got better. Oh,
Holding
as I
here.
said that.
Oh no, there's more than two.
Tilting up.
Perhaps
Holding.
3 squat lobsters within that Chrysogorgid.
Boy.
That thing's moving around.
Yeah, it is. Zooming in.
I
Holding.
wonder what that staining is on the rock that we're looking at, not in the main
Squat lobsters
camera,
holding
but
on.
sort of the front of the ROV.
You just track that focus perfectly, Dan. Wherever it goes.
So those squat lobsters are likely chirostylids, which are a type of squat lobster that are known to associate with corals.
It's really
Trying
flying
to follow,
around there.
trying to follow it, but
No, that's absolutely great, pilots.
Bridge,
Whenever
this
you'd
is
like to
Nav.
move along, that would be great. Thank
All
you
right,
so much.
We'll zoom out.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to request a ship move 50 meters, bearing 150 degrees.
Watch
at
lead is
speed of
politely
0.2
saying we should
knots.
move.
You have your camera back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're looking up.
Yeah. So back down here. Get blown off pretty quickly.
Yeah, when you're going broadside to a current,
Yeah.
it
This is
just
great.
wants to flip you around.
You're right, not a lot of biology.
Like
This
it's
is
tough.
great. It's really very interesting looking. I'm not sure.
Thank you, Bridge.
I don't think
get
it's
this fish
volcanic.
here,
I don't
Dan?
think it's volcanic.
Try to.
Zooming in.
I think we're still in that
Still
area
drive by.
of sort of the carbonate crusts.
Holding here.
There's a little urchin up there too.
I mean, the other thing that we thought we might see here was a drowned carbonate reef. You know, that was another idea that we might be seeing.
I think this fish is we'd seen one of these before, and I think
Okay.
Bruce identified this as a
Zooming out.
lizardfish, which is from Chlorophthalmus species. If I'm not mistaken, that's what he'd said before.
That is pretty neat.
Yeah, that was their relatives of lizardfish. The common name
Right.
used for this family is actually green eye, which is the same name as the genus name in Latin, Chlorophthalmus. So they're called green eyes. I mentioned the lizardfish because that was a shallow water type of fish that people are more familiar with, that are similar.
Okay, great. Thanks, Bruce. Oh.
Okay, onward. The tether's not helping.
No, it just wants to spin you around. Huh?
Yeah. And I'm fighting it to lateral starboard.
So some more